Hey, whippersnappers, it's Tortimer the Great. Welcome back to another very exciting episode of Pokemon Pearl Hexath'locke Season 4. And it's an extremely exciting episode because it is our second to last, at least fingers crossed, second to last episode of this season. And we are heading towards Victory Road today. And so let's get on with that, because I think this is a much longer Victory Road than we had, I think it was last season? Last season was relatively short. We're talking to Jasmine, who should remember us from last season, but she does not for some reason. And she's going to give us Waterfall, which we have been patiently awaiting since pretty much the day we caught Buddy. So let's quickly throw this on him. I did a bunch of leveling between last episode and this episode. So everyone's at, well, I think everyone is at level 50, is where I ended up with everybody. So we're going to use this, boot up HM, continue Waterfall, teach Waterfall. Buddy needs to continue to know Surf, but we will get rid of that later. I think I am going to get rid of Yawn for now. It's been useful, but I don't see going forward that it will continue to be useful. I don't think that we're going to get a chance to go for the two-move weakness, or two-move weakness, the two-move turn, to sleep thing. I think the Pokemon are going to be too strong for us to really be able to get away with that. I did, is it in here? Yes. I bought a ton of Super Repels for today because, one, Route 223 here is actually a forfeited route, so we can't get anything from that anyway. And this is a pretty long Victory Road, so if we attempted to get through there without Repels, it would take me hours, probably. So we are going to be using Repels today. There's more than enough trainers for us to take on, to do a little bit of leveling as we go on and get our battle on. But other than that, I think we're going to be pretty much just going straight trainers and using Super Repels. Ooh, dang, boy! Dante's doing the work. We'll switch. I've got the Amulet coin on Dantes. We have a ton of money, but just to be safe, I threw the Amulet coin on him so that we can get as much money as we can off of the trainers that we go up against today, because we do have a reasonable amount of potions and stuff we're probably going to want to be buying, and because this Elite Four in particular, I'm just going to admit it, I've kind of started planning out the Elite Four, and I'm a little nervous. I don't really feel ashamed to say that. Of all the Elite Fours that I've been through, this one makes me the most nervous. Because it's not like they seem to, based on the Pokemon and the moves those Pokemon have, they're obviously well suited to combat normal type weaknesses. And, well, we can battle these guys. They're obviously well suited to combat normal type weaknesses, so like in the fire one, water and, ground are pretty well covered. But not only that, but they seem to be pretty well adapted for my specific team. And by that, I mean, we got Ice Shard on Dantes through Level Up. It's a priority ice move. By that, I largely mean, all of his all the fire types are well, not only do they have, electric and grass moves or whatever to combat water types, but they're also fighting types or whatever. So, I can't use Buddy at all. There's just lots of that crops up throughout the Elite Four there that it's just kind of like, oh man, this is going to be tough. And it's going to be very tough. And I'm gonna have to do a lot of grinding. I haven't quite decided what level I'm gonna go for, but I haven't really been, I have, a level cap or, sort of thing, 5 levels above, and I haven't really done that a whole lot this season. I've pretty well been just letting it kind of ride. I've pretty much been getting up to the level and going for it there, so it's been more challenging. But in the past, we have been doing kind of like a level cap. Oh, I can only go 5 over the highest level Pokemon or whatever. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to have to do that, because, I mean, the Elite Four is not very forgiving. You pretty much, I mean, you go through and you don't get to use, Avalanche is a little more powerful. You don't, get to heal in between. Well, I mean, you get to heal in between, but only items that you bring and things like that. We're going to be getting low on PP and things like that. So I was going to go in at, like, just 60, I was thinking, but really looking at it, like, Cynthia's got some that are almost close to 70 and everything. It's like, and I don't know if I'm on the same level with everyone that it's going to be enough. I think we might need to be a little bit over leveled just to even have a chance of getting through there, because we got to get through everybody without dying. So, whew, I'm nervous. I'm more nervous for this Elite Four next episode than I have been for any in a long time. But we will get through it somehow. I'm still trying to determine also, because this is the Hexath'locke, and which Pokemon we take with us actually is going to affect something or another. Ooh, found a Pearl. Ah, crap, am I going to have to battle this guy? No, I can get around him. Yeah, because the Pokemon we bring into... I guess I should explain this, because for those of you who maybe haven't been following the Hexath'locke since the beginning, or if you've just forgotten, so the Pokemon that we get the opportunity to transfer, our transfer pool is created up of, well, exclusively of, well, not exclusively, I guess, but is made up of Hall of Fame members. So only Pokemon who survive and were part of the Hall of Fame team are eligible for transfer. Now, that got a little wonky in Season 3 because we had the Red battle, which actually marked the end of our challenge, as opposed to this, where, Elite Four and Champion, this season as well as every other season, that will mark the end of the challenge. So, Hall of Fame members are the only ones that have a chance to be transferred. So we've got Zuko and Goliath are the ones that we transferred in this season. Only the Pokemon that we bring with us into the Elite Four and survive, make it into the Hall of Fame there, are eligible for transfer. So I'm still trying to decide how I want to do that, because we've been doing the rotating team as usual. And really, the only member of the team that I really would like to get in there that isn't currently on the team is Darla. In fact, let's take a quick look at our guys here, just real quickly, because Darla's been a big part of this team. Crobats are one of my favorite, and there are actually places where I could use Darla, but there's really nobody else that would be like, oh yeah, I can get rid of them. I could probably honestly make do without Buddy, but Buddy is going with me to the Elite Four. I can certainly find ways to use him, but I could probably, I have almost more uses potentially for Darla. We've used Conquer quite a bit, but I don't feel necessarily as attached to Conquer. Enjoying Grunt, whatever. But Darla's the one I'm really kind of struggling with, trying to figure out how I get it on the team. I could potentially, leave Zuko or Goliath behind, because they're already in the transfer pool. They don't have to be in another Hall of Fame to get in, but it's just kind of at the point where I don't know if I could get through it without both of them. So, you guys let me know if there are particular Pokemon that we've used throughout this season that you guys are like, no, they need to come, things like that. Let me know, because if you guys have really strong leanings one way or the other, if you guys are like, oh, I don't really care about Toph or something, well, maybe I could bring Darla. But I would have to make sure that I could come up with a strategy that would get me through there, because even with, all the Pokemon I've got, and I've got some pretty decent Pokemon at the moment, I'm still pretty worried about the Elite Four. So we'll see, I guess. It'll be interesting, one way or the other, for sure. It's going to take a lot of grinding, and I'm going to definitely, be using up all my TMs and other things, removing HMs that we don't need and things like that to get through, make sure I've got the best moves I can get possible on them, as well as, just, trying to get the best Pokemon possible. Messing with moves and other stuff. What's up here? Okay, that's the way we need to go, but there's an item up this way. Alright. Repels effect wore off. Man. First one lasted longer than the second one. For sure. Alright. So we've got some fun battles here today. I think we have a rival battle when we get to the end of all this nonsense. And I probably will have to speed up at some point, because... Whew! It's a pretty long victory road, and so I don't want to... Let's try out Ice Shard, see how much we can do. Super effective Ice Shard. Not quite enough to kill it. I'm a little worried about Cynthia's Garchomp, because, like I said, you know, not only are, you know, Garchomp is he equipped to handle ice types, but he's got, like, Brick Break on him, which, he's got Brick Break on him, which is going to allow him to, you know, not only hit ice type super effectively, but hit, you know, hit Dantes, you know, 4 times effectively. We haven't used Waterfall yet. We should definitely do that. And I realized that I switched Dantes out worrying about close combat, and then I went ahead and switched Buddy right into it. Let's bring Toph in. Our beautiful Garchomp here. Holy crap! Yeah, you better kill yourself over that one. Yikes! Already using up our healing items here, I think. But that's okay. We're getting all kinds of monies here. So, Soda Pop's 60. Let's use a freshwater on Dante, Dantes, whatever, however you're supposed to say that. I thought it was Dante. I thought the S was silent, but then I watched. Oh my gosh! I watched the Count of Monte Cristo movie, and they called him Dantes. So I don't know. I don't know who's right. There's lots of movies where they butcher the source material, so who knows? Alright, let's continue on here. We have got to get well around this cave here. We've got, like... So yeah, we've got tons of HMs and stuff on everybody right now. We got Rock Smash on Dantes. We've got, you know, Rock Climb on Toph. All these different... Ooh, I forgot to heal Buddy, too. All these different things that really are gonna have to get going on. Get rid of those. Find other TMs to put in there. Ooh, bring in the Blissey, huh? Oh, baby! Blissey cannot stand up to physical attacks. We'll switch Pokemon. We'll bring Thorn in. Don't want Dantes to get all the experience, but I do have the Amulet coin on him, so I want him to be leading. One thing we definitely have to keep an eye out for here... Oh, come on now. Ooh, Thorn, you better live. One thing we do need to keep a lookout for is the Razor Claw, I believe is the one we're looking for. Because that's the item that we need to... we need to evolve Dantes, and it is found here in Victory Road somewhere. So, we will... I think you can only do that at night, and I'm recording this over lunch, so I will definitely have to take care of that some other time, but yeah, we'll get there. In the interest of time, I'm going to skip portions of Victory Road that I know are dead ends that contain only items. At least as best as I can. We're going to skip those just because really just don't have the time probably to track down everything. And so I will probably come back between episodes as I'm working on, you know, TMs and HMs and things to that effect. Working on my team, I will probably be... Ooh, that was dumb. Can I fix that? I don't think so. I have to back out of this this place. Here we go. Try it again. In fact, I'm going to speed up here for a little bit, but stick around because we have to talk about something extremely important to the Hexath'locke here. So stick around, and we will bring you guys back when we've gotten a little further on in the cave. I probably won't wait to go to the very end, but we'll make a little bit more progress, and then I'll bring you guys back once we have a little more of this cave under our belt. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty guys, welcome back. I think we've made enough progress here that we can come back together and carry this thing on through to the finish. At least I think. I may be reading this map wrong, but we might be possibly coming up to something here, so we'll hope. Let's put Goliath up front. I haven't seen a whole lot of him today. But yes, so before I forget, and if I say it at the end of the episode, half of you won't remember to do it, but traditionally, the second to last episode of a Hexath'locke season brings us to the point where we need to be starting to think about the next season. Seriously thinking about the next season, at least. And we start that typically in the second to last episode by you guys putting in your votes. And this is something I need you guys to do in the comments below. I need you to just put your votes for which starter... Oh wow, that repel lasted a while. Which starter you would like to see Tortimer, that being me, using next season. And so next season we're going to be playing through Pokemon White, which is... Pokemon White. Yeah, it's Gen 5. That means your options are Snivy, Oshawott, and Tepig. Those are the only 3 options you get, so pick whichever one strikes your fancy the best. Whatever criteria you are using to determine that, I would love to hear from you on, because it may factor into my decision a little bit. Generally speaking, I pretty much just take majority rules on this, but I'd still love to hear, use, Snivy because this, or whichever. It's just interesting for me, so I would appreciate you guys putting in some sort of elaboration on why I should make that my starter. Maybe you'll even convince some other people in the comments before they make their comment, oh yeah, we really should vote for, whoever. And in the past, I've sort of, tried to influence you guys a little bit on who I thought maybe it would be good. Like this season in particular, I was like, I'm a Tortoise. One of my favorite Pokemon of all time is Torterra. I would really love to be using Turtwig next season. And so you guys, large in a way, it was almost, I mean, it wasn't unanimous, but it was almost unanimous on Turtwig for the season. I'm not going to try to influence you guys on that at all. You guys, well, I mean, you guys are aware of, who my starters have been and things like that going to this point. Give me 1 second here. All right, you guys know who my starters have been up to this point, so it's kind of just up to you guys. Whatever criteria you... Ooh! Oh, sweet, the Razor Claw. Perfect. Let me actually... I'm going to throw this on Dantes now, so I can put the amulet coin on somebody else. Let's give this to... Let's give it to Toph, and then let's move Toph up front. So you guys know who I've kind of used. Well, I'll run through them. Why not? We got time. So we used Blastoise, a water type, Leonardo in our first generation, or our first season. Then we used... well, Zuko, fire type. Oh, looks like we can't go this way. So, Blaziken in second season. Let's talk to this guy, see what he wants. Then we used Littlefoot, our Meganium. Eventually the world will grow bigger to you. Okay, so we must have to defeat the Elite Four before we can go through there. So we used water type, fire type, grass type. And then this generation we had the grass type again with Turtwig. And so that brings us up to present day. So, I mean, really, if that influences your decision at all, there you go. Those are the starters I've had. Next episode, not this episode, don't put votes in this for... don't put votes here for this, but next episode we will talk about our transfers. So usually who you guys pick for starters influences who you guys end up picking for transfers, but we do starters first, because honestly at this point in time we don't necessarily know who is going to survive into the transfer pool. We'll only know that at the very end of next episode. And so it's gonna be a little bit of time, but I'd like to get the votes in for the starters. So if you have not done so already, you know, if you want to wait and make comments on the episode at large, I welcome that. Fantastic. Do what you got to do, but make sure. You know, I know oftentimes I'm like, oh, leave me comments and, you know, likes and stuff, and most of you do not. But no joke, seriously, do it now. Leave me votes for who you think my starter should be next season when we run through Unova, and we will be playing Pokemon White for that run, or that season. So, again, Snivy, Oshawott, and Tepig are your options, and your only options. So, put your votes in. I'm not going to try to influence you either way with that. Honestly, 5th Gen is my least favorite generation of all of them, I don't necessarily have strong leanings one way or the other on any of them, because one of the reasons I don't like Gen 5 very much is because I was just not very impressed with the starters in general. And I've used them all at one point or another, but still there's none that's like, oh, this one's my favorite. So, yeah, there's that. Do what you guys gotta do, whichever ones you guys either think strategically is the best choice, or, you know, that you guys think, oh, this is just my favorite, whatever criterion you want to use. Whoo! Gyarados, you, and, you should not do that. just stop that. Buddy needs to survive to be in the transfer pool, because nothing would be more hilarious to me than a Bibarel being in my transfer pool. And Buddy's been a total bro, for sure. You know, of everybody. You know, I gotten, you know, grown more and more fond of Zuko and Goliath as well. But Buddy, man, is my standout bro of the season for sure. Especially in light of Deku and oh, I must have ran out of repels, huh? That's the problem. Let's quickly throw another one back on. I think we're close to the door now, but let's actually make sure everybody is healed as well, because I think we have a... oh, I don't need that. Let's give the water Pokemon a fresh water. Because I believe we've got a rival battle here in a second. So, there we are. Whew. All right. Let's continue on. Oh. I could have sworn... huh, I could have sworn there was a rival battle. Maybe not. Alrighty, well, we did make it through the Elite Four, and, or not the Elite Four, Victory Road. We made it through Victory Road. And so, here we are. Let me pause real quick. There should be a rival battle, I feel like. I feel like the wiki said there was a rival battle. Oh, wait, no, actually, I think it might be right here. Okay, so I'm gonna go up here. Yeah, alright. Here we go. I wanted to make sure I got this in this episode because we're gonna have plenty of nerve-wracking battles next episode, and I really, I don't want to have to cram this in there as well. So, finally, Lewis and Tortimer's final showdown. It's the final showdown. Alright, let's do Dragon Claw, Stab. Ooh, that did almost nothing. Ouch. Let's see what a Crunch will do. Maybe a Flinch. Nope. Alright, we got a bulky Staraptor here, Lewis. Ah, and good. One that doesn't heal. Fantastic. Beautiful. Toph went up there. They're going to bring in Floatzel. Let's... well, that's Thorn. Alright, Thorn, buddy, old pal. We got Giga... ooh! Thorn! Okay, Thorn survived. Fantastic. Oh, and one-shotted. Beautiful. Attaboy, Thorn. Oh, that works for me. Bringing in Infernape. This is more of what I was talking about. Let's bring Zuko. We'll do firefighting on firefighting. because why not? I did add... Ooh, let's try that. Zuko learned Brave Bird, which is not a move I would typically use in a Nuzlocke. Ooh. I'm gonna heal. Let's throw a Moo Moo Milk up. Because of the recoil, it's not a move that I would typically say, oh yeah, that needs to be on my you know, team for, you know, Nuzlocke, because it's... Ooh, Zuko, land this, buddy. There you go. It's definitely powerful, but it puts you in a bad place sometimes, as we kind of just saw there. Let's bring Goliath in. I don't like moves that hurt myself, so we'll probably use that sparingly, but we just had, like, Slash on instead, and so I figured, you know, if we get to a point... Ooh, had a boy Goliath. If we get to a point where, you know, we need to use it and we feel comfortable doing so, we will do that. Let's leave Goliath in here. Throw the aerial ace up. 4 tons effective! There we go. Beautiful. About to send in Roserade. Why not? Dante, get out of here. I fully believe in this last one. Alright, you right. Let's throw up our Ice Shard. Ooh, that hurt. We're not finished yet, we'll go out. Okay, so this must be obviously his last Pokemon. Whew. How mad would you guys have been if Zuko had died in the battle just before the Elite Four, if Zuko, our transfer and starter from Season 2, died? Lewis tells us we better not lose to anyone else because we didn't lose to him. I'm going to heal up right here, guys. If you guys would like some input onto who we take into the Elite Four, feel free to put those comments below. Whether or not it's going to sway me, I don't know. But there is at least one Pokemon like Darla, which I would really love to be able to have into the transfer pool. But I'm not going to cheat to do that. I'm not going to just say, oh, Darla's in the transfer pool. Like, she has to earn it. So, you know, you guys let me know what you think is going to be, is the best team for the Elite Four, or who you would most like to see in the transfer pool. But more important than that, definitely, guys, again, final reminder, which Pokemon do you want to see as our starter for next season? Tepig, Snivy, or Oshawott? Put your comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I've been Tortimer the Gray. Next time, we will be back taking on the Elite Four in the final episode of Hexath'locke Season 4, and I will see you guys then. So, as always, I've been Tortimer the Gray, and you guys have been great. Make sure to leave those likes, comments, and subscriptions for me, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.